That's interesting. That leads me, you were talking about the arrivals. Mehul asks an interesting question about when the first arrivals come, especially in the form of the hybrids. Do you have any comments or observations about how that might unfold? Um, you did a video on it recently, and he was interested in learning more about it.
There are more than one way. Yes. So the way then that our civilization, the aspect of the Yahyel that I am with, in a sense, for as I have said before, there are more than one idea of Yahyel, just as there is more than one idea of, let's say, an American, North American, Central American, South American, so on and so forth. Yes. So the idea is there will be a knowing. Everybody on earth, all earth humans have a knowing that has grown over time within them of our existence and of the nature of their connection to us in the way in which they understand it is a comfortable relationship. It is a supportive relationship. It is a known relationship. It is a friendly relationship. It is a relationship that, in many instances, is deeper and more comforting than any they have had in this current lifetime on Earth, in a sense. For many of those of Earth humans who still live in a great deal of fear and are frightened and not capable of comfortably interacting with others in a sense. They have many walls up protecting their sense, you could call ego and this and that. They don't truly believe in themselves, trust in themselves, and they have, in a sense, created a false sense of self, and they try and protect that. So, for all humans on earth over time, in each their own way, to come to the understanding, the realization that they have a relationship with one of those in our world. And they are very excited to reconnect to that relationship. They understand that it is a very deep, comforting, supportive, delightful type of relationship. And they want to reconnect to that again, to, in a sense, let go of the disconnected relationships that they have had in this earth human experience, some for many lifetimes on earth. And so it is as more and more earth humans begin to reconnect to these relationships they have with those in our civilization, there will then be more and more of you who want, looking forward to not just contact, but the arrivals, not just with an alien, not just with a Yahyel or some other extraterrestrial civilization, but those you know you have had connection with before. And as an analogy, this is a little bit like, let's say you have a loved one you have enjoyed being with for years. Let's say they went off to college or they moved somewhere far away and you don't get to hear from them very much for this reason or that reason, but they're coming back. They're going to be with you, to visit with you for a short time. And you going to go, let's say, to the bus station or the train station or to the airport to pick them up. And then you feel the excitement. You know some of the relationships you've had before, and you're excited to go and see them, to meet them, to bring them back, to learn what they've been up to have new experiences, fun interactions with them. So this is the idea that is possible, that is our civilization coming forth and the idea of first arrivals. It is that kind of connection, and those on earth beginning to recognize that we are beings that are like this analogy, someone that you have known before that is coming back and you look forward to connecting, reconnecting with. And what have you been doing? I missed you so much. Remember when we used to do that, or we would go there? And in that, yes, earth humans will begin to have more memories of other experiences they have had in lifetimes on other worlds. Memories will begin to come back, in a sense, through dream time, daydreams, meditations, and sometimes instant downloads. And there are multitudes of ways this can happen for one or another individual on earth in terms of how each earth human begins to remember this, how each of you humans on earth begin to reconnect to this realization. For some of you, it can happen overnight. literally overnight. Some of you, it takes more time. Some of you will take listening to others who have had this activation of memory, talking to you about it, and that will begin to activate the memories within those individuals that you might say are a little more behind the thick walls of facade and so on and so forth, protecting the sense of self, so on and so forth. So that is the idea. In one way this can unfold, but it isn't the only way. And we, of course, are not the only ones who might be coming forth in a sense. So don't lock in to just one idea, one possibility. But for those in my Yahyel civilization, this is very highly possible still, but not to say it is a guarantee that it will unfold this way. But more people on earth, more of you are beginning to reach the point where this can really start to unfold for you. More and more you are starting to get to, could say, to the point of no return, where you will walk, in a sense, step forward with your physical action, your thoughts, your emotions, your vibratory frequencies, and enter in a little bit like a transporter that you might have seen in your shows like the Star Trek. Yes, a little bit like a transporter where you are beamed into another reality that is getting more into similar vibration with this one you are presently experiencing yourself to be in. So this is a possibility. Yes. Does that answer the question?
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. And in a sense, I see that you've probably already started that with Sean, the channel himself, in terms of being the first step in that connection.
Yes, in a sense. Yes. Thank you.